Archetypes. So, what are archetypes and how on earth are archetypes going to help you? Well, I cover this in my book, but briefly we'll talk about them now. Archetypes are a concept that Carl Jung talked about. I think he even invented the term, and his notion was that within the depths of the mind of humanity, what he called the collective unconscious, were energies with specific characteristics. So, for example, we can talk about the hero. Everyone knows what a hero is, right? You know, people, as soon as you hear that word, some image, some concept comes into your mind through the programming of culture and society, you know, whether it's by watching Disney films when you were a kid, or watching Game of Thrones, or reading books. I mean, it's a concept which is carried through many different cultures and histories, and that is an example of an archetype. So, another archetype, well, you have the Joker, you have the Magician, which are kind of very interrelated. You have the King, the Warrior, the Lover. You know, all these different things are, these different archetypes are within the collective unconscious mind of humanity. And so, how is this going to help? And how is this relevant to getting over your ex? How is this, you know, relevant to breakup resilience? Well, right now, if you're here and you're having issues with it, you're probably in the lover mindset. You are basically, you've been broken up with. So there's a part of you that is kind of playing the victim a little bit. Let's be honest. But at the same time, it's understandable, and yes, pain is real. And having a heartbroken is fucking maddening. I wouldn't be here making a service or talking about this if I didn't think there was a real issue with this. I mean, wars have been made over men's like addiction to women. I mean, you look at power couples in history, like Antony and Cleopatra. Mark Antony, he was the Roman emperor. You know, this is a big guy. This is a man with a lot of power. I mean, stupid amounts of power, right? And then you've got Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt. You know, this is huge. You know, wars were waged over this shit. So you know, if only he had a breakup recovery coach like me back then, you know. But still, what I'm saying is, love is such a huge thing. It's very addictive, and it's very powerful. So therefore, when you have heartbreak, it's gonna fucking hurt. So you're probably in the lover mindset. You're probably in the lover archetype realm. So what are you gonna do about it? What can you do about it? Well, you change it, obviously. I mean, but okay, fine. You change it, obviously. Well, thanks, Tom. Okay, how do you change it? Well, I would suggest that you access a different archetype. Now, what kind of archetype do you think is more resilient, more strong, more disciplined? I mean, as I say this, my body language changes, and I'm becoming more upright, more and more, I mean, I'm already accessing this by even talking about words to describe something that I want to be instead of something that I don't want to be. I don't want to be a heartbroken like lover. I mean, I want to be strong and fucking, I'm ready to deal with this shit. What do you think? Who do you think? Which archetype? Well, I would say the warrior archetype. If you're to access a more warrior archetype, then you're going to be definitely accessing resilience. That's for sure. I mean, you know, what man isn't going to become more resilient if he doesn't? What man isn't? Okay, every man is going to become more resilient and strong if they adopt a warrior mindset. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, you talk about work. As I showed, I started talking about discipline and resilience and strength and what else, man? I mean, you can come up with your own words. What makes you like, I'm gonna fucking run 10 kilometers right now because I'm a hard ass motherfucker. Okay, there you go, hard ass motherfucker. That is a phrase which gets you into a certain mindset. Okay, because your words affect your physiology, your biology, your mindset, right? You can see this, the words that I'm using, the phrases, the just words by themselves. So this is something that you want to access. Okay. Now I got this book, this idea from a book, and also another course. There's a book called The King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. Who it's by, I can't remember, but it's talking about basically what I'm talking about, but in a different way, and it's a whole book. I recommend it. I mean, it's a personal development book specifically for men, as far as I remember. I think it's by a guy called Gillette and another guy called Moore. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. The point is about accessing the warrior archetype, accessing the warrior mindset, and how that's going to help you get away from feeling like shit. Okay? That's that for this video. Okay, thank you.